Transworld.
Oh.
Dabble's not going to Transworld.
No. If he wants to stay married.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
You're really not going to Transworld?
Yeah. Well, welcome to Hunters Hangout to Season 5, Episode 4. It's the Transworld Distortions Unlimited show, and we're happy. And we're not even going to go over the prizes this time. We're going to go over the prizes at the end of the show, and we're going to let Tater and Troy from Scare Hollow take over the show and just get the whole thing started, man. It's your guys' show. You take care of it. There you go, Tater.
Gee, thanks, Diablo.
I know.
We
so
so much
under the bus.
on that note, we have Ed and Marsha from Distortions here from us. And on the other side of the panel, we do have Jen and Rich from Transworld and Timmer on the couch.
Ow.
Troy, do you start it up, buddy?
We also have Diablo over there. He's here to ask your questions in the post below. Here to show us some pictures.
There's no pictures, man.
There's no pictures? Jamie said you were going to do pictures tonight.
I just told Jamie that because she was going on vacation.
Oh, okay. All right.
Pictures.
So yeah, Transworld / Distortions. So we're gonna ask some questions of the panel here and ask your questions on below, and we're gonna have a good time tonight.
I guess we should start with. Do you want to start with Ed and Marsha? Or do you want to start with Transworld?
Ed and Marsha.
Ed and Marsha, it is.
Ed and Marsha gets it. All right.
Go ahead and tell us about your company, how you got started, how long you've been doing it, all the good ins and outs.
All right. Well, it started in '78, and we're like almost 40 years now. And our association with Transworld has been, I think, since the beginning or the second year. So we've been down that road. Got a few T-shirts. We make monster masks and animatronics and I don't know,
inflatables.
Yeah,
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So
you guys do
40 years.
40 long, hard years.
That's amazing.
You've been doing it for 40 years. You do inflatables, like inflatable slides, or like the sumo suits?
We designed the walkthrough inflatables, but we don't actually make them here. They're made in California.
Yeah, we sculpt a little version, like a 9-foot version, and they make a 155-foot version.
And you guys are from the TV show that was on Making Monsters, that was on the Travel Channel?
That is correct.
Awesome. What was your favorite? What was your favorite episode to or thing to make? Oh, I know that's such a hack question, and forgive me with that.
Well, we have no favorites. The worst was the giant skull. We almost died.
For the Bennett.
Yeah, for the Bennetts.
That was huge.
Yeah, it was like 21 feet on top of a 8-foot shipping crate, and then it was muddy and
it was
rainy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something.
Oh, I'm being reminded that we are doing a drinking game tonight, guys. So anytime that Ed and Marsha say monster or creature, you take a drink. Anytime Jen says trade show, seminar, or MHC, then you take a drink. So those are the words. So monster, creature, trade show, seminar, or MHC. Take a drink.
So we're going to lose half our audience in about 15 minutes, right?
Yeah. Right. We're not going to make it to midnight.
That's great.
So you almost died because it was on a 20 feet up in the air. It was obviously a heavy thing. It was raining and muddy and nasty.
Yeah.
Did you have a potential thing where when you first got all these ideas of people came to you and said, hey, I want you to do, you were kind of like, I don't really want to do another skeleton. After you did it, it turned out to be really good?
No, Ellen brought that to us.
Yeah.
And Jill, they had this awesome picture actually, and we fell in love with it. So no, we were crazy enough. We were like, yeah.
Well,
we're
this is
doing it.
how stupid I was. I wouldn't make it 50 feet tall when we started. And we would be. Yeah. It was a chore, but it was fun. You know, it was.
It wasn't so much the size. It was putting it up on that container, and it was sloping mud around the container. That was the problem.
Well, and we're in a cherry picker that's up 80 feet in the air, and it's sliding. And
It's sliding down into the.
Yeah, the show never really had the time to deal
No.
with
Yeah.
the intricacies, but it was all good. We're
You
still-
guys don't want to hear our near-death stories.
They leave out all the good stuff on the
I know,
show,
right?
don't they?
All right, let's jump over. Let's jump over to the other three that are sitting there so patiently because Jen loves talking. Jen and Rich love talking. Timmer might be asleep. We're not quite sure. Rich, why don't you tell us how you got started with Transworld?
Oh, I get that.
I said, Rich, how do you get started? And they give it to Jen. Good job. Good job, guys.
No, I didn't know which way we were going with that. Is that a Rich or Jen question?
Well, I mean, if your guys' story coincides, then it's just a one-person question. If it doesn't, then it's a two-person question.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, Rich, why don't you explain how you got started?
Oh, I got started.
My story's a little boring. I was kind of born in it. What do you got?
Mine was terrible. I was minding my own business one day at the trade show, and then just decided he needed help getting paintball into the show. And I didn't have a choice but to say yeah. I mean, if any of you dealt with her, you know how it works. You say yeah. I don't know. That's kind of how it happened. It was just a thing at the show. I met her at the show and helped out a little bit with certain things, and it just grew into more. That's all. It was pretty cool.
How long ago was that?
4 years.
Like it seems like 80. But it seems like I've worked 80 years for her with the amount of time I've put in.
Yeah.
But it was 4, huh? You said 4?
Yeah, 4 years. Yeah.
Nice.
We were talking about that the other day. I'm like, how long has it been? He's like, 4 years.
At
I'm
least-
like, today?
Yeah. 4 years, 3 days, 2 hours, and 15 minutes.
Probably like 3 years working for Transworld, but I met her at Transworld 4 years ago this year.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
And all you great people too.
yeah.
Yeah, thanks for kissing up.
I exclude you from that.
He said everyone but Tater.
Yeah. Jen,
What?
why don't you tell us how you got
You were excluding when I said the word great. So
Jen, you want to tell us how you got started?
Well, my mom and dad got no, I'm just kidding.
Well, okay, that's
No, I'm just kidding. No,
they didn't.
well, no, they didn't. So it's been a family business. My family created the marketplace to the Halloween show, which Ed and Marsha can attest to because they were one of the first exhibitors. It used to be more of a Halloween costume and party show, which eventually morphed into a Halloween and attraction show, more of an entertainment show. And it was just something that I saw a lot of vision. I saw a lot of potential for the haunt side of the business. It wasn't really getting the full attention that it needed at the time. And it kind of grew from there. And a bunch of exhibitors kind of helped out. We created exhibitor boards and a bunch of things. And a lot of people worked really hard. And St. Louis was born. And that's kind of, this will be our 10th year next year.
Wow.
So it's been a long time. Can you believe it's been 10 years?
That's awesome.
I know.
Wow.
Before that, my God, it was probably like 30. So the show's been around, in some sort of form for probably close to 40 years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're shaking their heads. I'm thinking that's right.
It's been a long time.
That's kind of how it got started. But I just really feel grateful every day to work with such wonderful people. So I'm just really happy doing what I do.
Nice.
And really nervous and neurotic and all those other great things.
Right.
You don't strike me as
Run around with your head chopped off.
Pretty much.
Hey, Ed and Marsha, when you guys first went to Transworld, how was that experience? I mean, you want to tell us a little bit about like when you walked in and you had to do the setup and what that was like?
Well, now Marsha wasn't a part of the company yet in those early days, and so I went out there and was showing with Morris. And I can tell you, I hope you don't mind, Jen, but the Halloween portion of Transworld was a closet. It was very small. It's bigger than a closet, but it's a very small room, and it was terrible. We just set up some plastic shelves and put masks on styrofoam heads, and it was very crude and small, but it just kept growing.
I think it was a little room off of the main show,
Yeah.
right, Jen?
Yeah. You're talking about the haunt section.
The Halloween.
The Halloween section. There was no haunt then.
Well, right, springboarded off the general merchandise show.
Yes, that's correct. The show was big. It's just that the Halloween thing was very small.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, a few exhibitors kind of got together with my family and talked with them and said, I think we should try Halloween. And I think we just did it as an add-on.
Yes.
It was a small segment, of the show, but it eventually obviously grew in over 2,000 booths. I mean,
Right.
Ed, do you know how long ago that was?
40 years.
Ancient.
I mean, you didn't know Jesus, but you had some of the same friends. That's how long ago it was.
He gets off the
Right.
couch.
No adult beverages.
I gotta get up and protect the little girl.
Yeah, right.
Look at it.
Question for Ed and Marsha from Korean Singer. Guys, what do you think the next big type of monster will be? What do you predict?
Oh, you mean as far as type of unique new generation sort of thing?
Yeah, I think they're looking for like trade secrets here. I think they're trying to get you.
I
Well, here
think
it comes.
kind of like zombies were big for a while, Ed.
Oh,
That
well,
kind of thing, genre.
let's see. What's the next big thing? I don't know.
Oops, we're drawing a blank.
They put you on the spot. Look at that.
That is the hardest thing, and it's something we dealt with for 40 years, is coming up with the next successful thing, the thing that people want. And that is, that's always been a challenge. We try every year, and we fail most years. And once in a while, we'll hit it. Once in a while, like with the electric chair, we'll strike gold, but it's almost despite us for all our efforts.
Well, you do great work.
And Ryan Gregory wants to know, Ed, who taught you? I've heard a lot of people say you taught them.
Well, I got a lot of information from a lot of people. However, in the early days, Richard Corson's makeup book was all I had, and I just tried to apply the techniques for making rubber noses and things, the stage makeup book, and apply it to mass. And it was rough going because the industry would not talk. No, everybody was tight-lipped. It was a black box, and so that's why I'm doing Monster Lab, and I'm telling everything I know. Because that made me so mad when I started. I couldn't figure out how to paint a mask that wouldn't crack off and things. So
Well, and pretty much everybody's like that now. I mean, we bring in whoever, we bring in Jordu or Mikey or whatever, and
everybody talks now.
Yeah, they're very nice to tell whatever they know, and
Yeah,
so
totally different.
It's totally changed.
Yeah.
People used to be very secretive.
Well, and it's a friendlier industry. I know that sounds a little strange. I mean, people were nice and stuff, but overall, I think people they're not so. It's not so close to the chest. It's just a lot more open industry.
Question for real quick. Just a reminder: if you guys are asking questions, you need to do it on the Facebook feed and not on the YouTube channel. They cannot see the questions on the YouTube channel, so make sure you're asking your questions on the Facebook live feed to get these questions out. Ed, if you didn't have to sculpt, if you could just drop like a nuclear bomb on one thing and never have to sculpt it or deal with it again, monster-wise, do you have one of those that you just hate sculpting and doing?
Well, I think generally it's not a thing. It's cute. I don't like cute. I don't like friendly. It's got to be something that's either going to kill you or somebody that's dying or something that
Doesn't do okay, so like we're trying to get him to do girl hands, for instance.
that was a struggle.
They're man hands. He makes man hands.
Yeah, but I figure most monsters are guys.
No.
I know that's not PC, but it's true. Name a girl monster besides sheep creature.
Bride of Frankenstein.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, and they're coming
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, but she's not a gnarly monster.
Yeah.
A question from Alan Hops for anyone.
Oh.
Question for the panel: what is your favorite kind of Transworld attendee?
One that dies.
When the dies.
Wow. Repeat business. No,
That's because you don't have to pay the insurance on it. That's,
Makes sense.
Wait, she said buys. She said buys, not dies. It sounded like
I heard dies. I heard dies.
sure. I heard dies.
I thought it was dies, but
Yeah, I heard dies too. I don't know why Jen wants her attendees to die. Maybe.
Hey, Tater.
Yeah.
You know what would be hilarious?
What's that, Timmer?
You know Mark McDonough, his big friendly pumpkin that talks?
Yeah.
Putting that booth next to Ed and Marsha this year. Since he
Let's
hates
do it.
you.
Yeah. I could bring my giraffe to Ed Marsh's booth too. You can just fluff it up with all bunch of.
That little giraffe. That's
You
cute.
know, that Mark's monkey or Mark's pumpkin for 4
You have no
days.
idea. It goes on and on and on.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
we have a volume control in our booth, so anything that's obnoxiously cute, we can drown out with bloody screams.
I want the people watching right now to go out and purchase the cutest thing that you can find, and just when you're going to Transworld, just present it to Ed and say, "Here, I know you really appreciate gifts like this."
That's a,
I would have to be nice and say, yeah.
When I see about the fifth thing given to you, you come to my booth and just strangle me.
We're looking for a unicorn with you.
Yeah.
There it is.
Man.
Ed, what's the thing that took the longest to sculpt and perfect, and how long did it take?
Oh boy, these are tough questions.
Probably back in the day was the longest when you used to do oil. Probably back in the day with oil clay.
Yeah, I did stuff in oil clay. I think sometimes some of our animatronics, trying to get them to not break, to move very quickly, and to be reasonably priced is a constant challenge. It can take us months sometimes.
Well, yeah, development, of course, takes a long time.
All right, we're going to jump over to Jen and Rich, because this is I always get two questions when I talk about Transworld. First question is how do normal people go? How do they meet their credentials? Do you want to talk a little bit about credentials and how to make it or list the credentials so they can get by it, Jen? So they know the credentials.
Sure. Well, I mean, one of the ways we were talking about earlier when we jumped on the call was exhibitors. So if there's an exhibitor that you buy from, they can write you a letter to be able to let you get on the show floor. So that's one way. The other way is if you have a business license, you're coming to buy, for your business. That's another way. Sometimes too, there's exceptions. If you are an enthusiast but you buy a lot, you can show receipts from some of the local stores as well. And then what else would be another way? And obviously, if you have flyers too from your haunted house, if you're an actor and you work there, you can send those in too.
Question from Patrick Jones: is there going to be a large escape room presence again this year?
Yes, it's going to be larger this year.
And the second question is, really, St. Louis, is it ever going to move?
Yeah, we thought we were going to move it to your apple orchard.
Come on out. Got plenty of
No, we're there through 19 right now.
Detroit's a nice place.
You like bombed out buildings.
says nobody.
It's already scary.
John Boswell wants to know, for anyone who wants to answer this, their favorite Transworld moment.
Meeting Diablo for the first time.
Yeah.
What was that? Oh.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, shucks.
It wasn't at Transworld, but the first time Jen actually put a face to the name and it killed me.
That was hilarious.
Because I was mad about the $50 fee, and I may have caused a little bit of an online presence, and then she about killed me.
When Tater introduced himself, I knew him as Tater. I didn't know him as Scott. And when he came in, and he's just like, "Yeah, my name's Scott." He's like, "Well, you may know me as Tater." I'm like, "No, you're Tater." It was pretty funny. It was at Legendary Haunt Tour, I think, in 2012 or 2013. Which year was it, Tater?
It was New Orleans, so
Right, 13.
13.
Yeah, okay. It was a funny moment. You had to be there.
Who's eligible to come to Transworld? It seems like it's only a business show, but is it transitioning that anybody can walk in?
No.
Get that out of the way.
No. That's why we have Midwest Haunters. That's free and not free. It's open to the public.
All right.
And the fee's a little bit smaller. But no, Transworld's a business-to-business show. And these exhibitors like Distortions spend the entire year trying to gear up for these shows to be able to sell this product. And it's, if it was just open to the public and you have the general public and they're just looking at stuff and asking questions, it would really hurt their business. I don't think there'd be enough time during the show to handle that kind of traffic.
Right.
We agree completely.
Jen, at Transworld, not only is it about the show floor, but there's classes. You have a special thing. You have a special name for the classes. What are the classes called?
Seminars.
Seminar. There you go. Hey, I was getting a little parched there, Jen, asking you questions. Do you, Rich, or I know Timmer doesn't work for Transworld, but he might have helped, or his wife. I don't know if Anne Marie's around. She can pop her head in.
He's here.
Talk a little bit about the seminars.
Sure, Anne Marie, why don't you give one? Shout out for the seminar.
There you go. Sign up for the seminars.
We have so many fantastic seminars coming up this year. It is going to be, it's a wild ride if you're taking seminars. And did you see, we've got this awesome thing this year. Jen actually discounted seminars. You can do a 5-pack and save even more money.
She's a giver.
Save money.
There was a question, and I'm trying to find it, about the seminars. This is from Chris Steffens. Can you explain why your instructors are not able to appear or to be on contract to not teach at other conventions?
That's not true. That's actually not true. No, what we don't want is the same teacher teaching the same topic within a 6-month period. That's what we ask. It's not that they can't teach at other conventions. It's so that our material and the product that's brought to the show is different than everything else.
You can't water down the brand, Tater.
Yeah. So.
I don't want to water anything down. I'm about non-waterization on things.
Remember, Tater, stay positive, test negative.
That's right. Wait, what?
I've had a few more questions. Questions about the escape room aspect of the show. Bill Bordner wants to know: do you see the escape room portion of the show catching up in size with the Halloween portion? Terry Long wants to know: do you think escape rooms continue to gain popularity or fizzling out? So related questions.
I don't know. The first question, I would say that no, I don't see it becoming the same size because we started a separate show for escape rooms. So I think a lot of that will grow into there. I don't think it's going to be something that'll leave Transworld. Transworld offers something different than the escape room show does. There's a lot bigger and more extravagant set design at Transworld because they have the time to build, and haunters, it's what they do. So, it's easier for them to come in and put up a scene in a couple days and build something nice. The escape room show that we hold that travels every year that's in Niagara this year, it's a little bit different. We don't have as big of displays at that show. There's more education there.
And in case you're wondering, the escape room show is May 1st through the 5th with a 2-day tour, the 4th and the 5th. And it is in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah, it's in Niagara Falls on the U.S. side. And then the second question, I would say, no, I don't see things fizzling out. What I see is you're just going to see change, just like you did in the haunt industry when it started out. I mean, different people develop different things, and you change. There's different generations of rooms now, from Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. The tech's changing, the entertainment's changing. There's different types of rooms. There's virtual reality being added.
Immersive theater.
So yeah, it's just going to change. I mean, I don't see it fizzle out. Yeah, there will be some smaller rooms that'll probably maybe fizzle out, but I think the guys that are real businessmen, they'll come to the top, and it'll be just like haunt.
There's actually some well-known haunters that have given up the Halloween side and have gone strictly escape room. These are pretty smart guys.
Yeah. No, it's big. From what we're hearing, it's really it's not going away anytime soon, and it's very successful.
Do you think you guys, Ed, you guys think that you guys will start doing escape room props or
last year, or was it the year before last? Last year, and
We did some big pieces.
we went
they were
too
too big.
expensive, but the industry wasn't. It's still in its infancy, even though it's exploding, and we were a too high price range. But
We might do a new one this year.
yeah, we're talking to a guy right now about a new thing we're going to try to throw together before the show, so we'll see.
Maximus Christian Bryant wants to know if you could tell us what the biggest draw to Transworld will be this year. So if you had to tell everybody just one reason to come, one thing that's going to be at Transworld that they need to see.
Well,
there's
there's really two things. The one's going to be the new party that we're having on Saturday night. That's one of the reasons why we're in St. Louis right now. It really sold out already, so we had to come here to get more space. Most of our tickets sell the last 3 weeks before Transworld and during Transworld. So we came down here, we expanded the space, and now we're going to be able to sell more tickets. Then the second thing is we have over 80 new exhibitors this year. So there's a ton of new product that you've never seen before that's going to be at Transworld.
It's the biggest show we've ever had.
Nice.
damn it.
I will tease you guys with Froggies has 5 booths this year. I can't tell you what's going to be in the booths, but 5 booths this year. One of them is our giant booth, and then we have 5 little side booths. So I will tell you that. And I will show towards the end of the show the one new product that we're coming out with. So,
Well, that's another thing too. Well, you're talking about Froggy's Fog. The Friday night party is going to be different, a little different with Find the Frogs
At the City Museum.
at the City Museum. So
yeah, I was going to ask you. It was on my list. Friday night. Let's talk about the Friday night party. Let's do that. Let's cross that off the list. So tell me a little bit about the Friday night party.
you can start and then.
So we run it every year at the City Museum, but this year it has a little bit of a twist. And I actually would like to think that I came up with this idea, but I didn't. I actually got it from Tim, and I think you guys are going to like it. So Tim, why don't you take it from here and explain it?
So there's going to be a total of 30 frogs hidden throughout the City Museum.
Oh.
25 of them, 1 through 25, will get you different prizes from Froggy's Fog. And these prizes are in about the $20 range. And then there's 5 golden frogs, and those prizes are in virtually the several hundreds to $1,000 range. And then there's a number of flags hidden as well, and that's from the other sponsor, from Donate Insurance. And if you find a flag and you bring it back and check in, it's for cash.
Whoa.
I can't.
So,
And
this is the most we've ever given away for an event. 30 prizes, and the cheapest one is in that $20 range to cash to $1,000. We can't, and Tater knows this, we can't tell you what the 5 main prizes are because Froggy's isn't releasing that yet, but it's big time stuff.
and just so we're clear, I am not hiding the frogs. Timmer, you're not hiding the frogs. So do not come to us because we will not have any idea.
Nobody that works for Transworld or Wisconsin Fairgrounds, Froggy's Fog, or Donate Insurance will know where these frogs are.
So,
Do you guys need frogs? Because I just found a frog mold that's about this big.
and if you can make 5 zombie frogs, that would be great.
I can paint gold frogs and the rest green frogs. If you want, let me know.
So you guys already have your frogs.
How big are they?
How big are your frogs?
They're about
Yeah, we've already got this year's frogs.
10 inches.
They already have frogs.
They're really cool though. For next year, you might want to get our frogs because they're.
If you bring me a frog, and I'll bring you a rainbow bright pony for you.
Bring us some samples.
Yeah.
Rainbow pony.
Ed, you just make me some zombie frogs.
I was gonna bring one for you,
Yeah,
Tater,
for you guys.
to give you guys just because it's a frog, you know.
Yeah, well, we appreciate that. We've been working with you guys over the years, and we appreciate anything that you guys do for us. So,
Well,
We
it goes
appreciate
both
you
ways.
You know, Ed, you can bring me one. I'll put it by my pumpkins.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We'll bring you one.
Yeah, anybody else funny frogs and frogs for everybody.
I'm telling you, if you bring about 20 frogs, I bet you'll sell out of them by Transworld.
Absolutely.
But-
Keith Johnson wants to know any advice for a first timer going to Transworld.
Yeah.
Lots of it.
Wear comfortable shoes.
Yes.
Go to the attendee breakfast,
Newcomer.
newcomers breakfast, because it's the attendee breakfast. And if you want to talk to a lot of people, buy the VIP pass, because it gives you a chance to talk to a lot of big haunted house owners every single day to get advice.
And don't be overwhelmed. It overwhelms everybody the first time. Just take a deep breath and enjoy it.
And if you need help, you can come into the show office in room 106 and we'll help you out.
Oh.
If you can find her.
And don't. I will tell you. I will preference this, and I don't know if Ed has the same thing, but I've heard some. Ask the vendor if you can take pictures of the props before just randomly taking pictures. I've seen some vendors get kind of angry at it because they don't want people to steal their designs. So just make sure that you're polite and to the vendors and ask if you can take pictures before you just randomly start flashing pictures of their products that they've worked hard on.
I mean, we don't mind, but yeah, that's good advice. Probably some people do. I mean, we've had people lift up, clothes and actually
take pictures of wow, the things move.
We're kind of like,
It's a little irritating, but we just don't care.
It's never going to come out as good.
Drink lots of water.
Here's the real secret, and the secret is hard work. So that they know that already. So they can take anything they want from us.
Drink lots of water.
Yes.
And be prepared, because after the show floor closes, there is a Thursday night party, there's a Friday night party, there's a Saturday night party, and then there's the after hours party that always happens somewhere in the hotel lobby and hotel bar.
And there's a Wednesday night party now at 2 Tater.
And a Wednesday night party, which I'm probably going to as well. I didn't know anything about. So why don't you talk to us about your Wednesday night party?
Ask Jen when it's after.
Jen, what's it after?
It's after the speed seminars.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. So why don't you tell us about this party, Jen? Or
So,
Rich?
We had it last year, and it was a lot of fun. It was at the Over Under, and it's kind of for those people that come in town early, which are a lot of people, because a lot of people are on the show floor on Thursday. And it just is a chance to have some food and network. It's just a block or so away from the convention center, and people can just hang out and kind of get ready for the show.
Last time I was on and you guys were on, Rich yelled at me for not asking enough questions. So, Rich, why don't you talk to us about, since the speed seminars, we know the speed seminars are Wednesday, and the party's Wednesday. Why don't you talk about what's going on Thursday, all the parties, the after parties, or whatever you have going on Thursday?
Yeah, Jenny, this is Jenny's department. I don't it's a bad question for me. So I'm going to deflect it to Jenny.
So on Thursday, we've got the opening night party, which is always a lot of fun. And we've got the DJ and a lot of food and 2 drink tickets. So we have a lot of fun doing that. And then Alan Hobbs is doing his first ever nighttime seminar. So we've got that as well for Thursday night, which I think is great. Friday night, we've got the City Museum, which is going to be a lot of fun. Saturday night, you got the Voodoo Lounge, which will be our big Saturday night party that's already sold out. And that's, as everyone mentioned, they're looking for a little bit of expansion of space. It's going to happen at the kitchen sink. And Sunday, everyone gets to go home and sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sunday,
Robert
Sunday
Smith wanted
is
to.
still a exhibitor show floor day, so make sure you come to Sunday before you go home. Monday you can sleep.
I meant Sunday night you get to sleep.
There you go.
Sunday during the day.
Robert Smith wanted to know a little bit more about the Voodoo Soiree.
Tim, why don't you touch on that?
Timmer's dead.
Timmer's not dead.
I'm
He's
still
gone.
here.
He's gone.
Here's Timmer.
Oh, there he is.
So the kitchen sink's located from the entrance to the convention center 2 blocks east, 1 block north.
Okay, we're not Christopher
And
Columbus. So is that left?
There you go. Very good. It's funny until that night when everybody's like, where is this thing? And I can say, listen, I said that on Hunter's Hangout. 2 blocks east, 1 block north. And it's probably around 8,000 square feet. There's going to be a DJ. There's going to be a number of VIP booths. We'll talk about that at a later date. And then there's going to be 3 voodoo princesses. And they'll be taking pictures, interacting. Everything in this industry has always been, emceed by a man, or all the parties. And we're bringing the girls are running this one. It'll be fun. And what kind of food are you serving that night?
A lot.
A lot of food, a lot of booze.
Yeah.
And it's not sold out. It would have been sold out, but we doubled the space today.
Are they allowed to hit on the Voodoo
I
Princess?
like how cheap the drinks are, Tim.
Okay. Tater, I believe you drink once in a while, right?
It's occasionally.
So a pint glass of a rail drink, whatever you want, 7.7, is $3. Domesticated, $3. Domesticated beer is $2.50.
Are they stocking up? Because my liver.
We warn them, but those have to be the best prices in St. Louis.
Now you said there was going to be voodoo. Tell me more about these voodoo princesses.
Well, the voodoo princesses will be played by.
Yes, Jen. Please say Jen. Please say Jen and Marsha.
Edmunds.
Yes. Yes.
Your co-bus captain for MHC, Kelly Carter from Haunted Carter Farms.
All right.
Karen Grendel from Enigma Haunt in Florida. And Karen Kyle from that place up in New Jersey.
That place up north.
In New Jersey, by Dan Howard. Feel the screen.
All right.
Question for Ed and Marsha from Bob Koal. Is there anything that you wish that someone would commission, a project that you've wanted to get done, but you need someone to fork over some money?
That's a good question. Yeah,
Project.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do a Tesla coil electric chair, and so if somebody wants to order that, that would be cool, because we did one years ago, and we want to up the ante a little bit. It was extremely amazing.
That scares the hell out of me just thinking about it.
Oh, it's cool. And we put a wire in so it hit the top of the head, so as he came back, the bolt of lightning would hit him in the top of the head, and then the smoke, the lightning and the smoke. It's cool.
Wow.
We also have a big inflatable design for a corn maze
Oh, yeah.
that we can't be specific about, but we'd love to get that going.
Yeah. If you got a corn maze, we got the inflatable attractions for you.
We got a lot of corn mazes coming, so it's a good thing.
Good.
Do we want to dive into kind of some of the new products that we're going to see from you guys, Ed and Marsha?
Sure.
I don't know if there's anything that you want to specifically. I know you don't have pictures or anything of anything, but you can kind of tell some of the people that aren't going to make it what to look forward to in your new catalogs or website.
Well, we have a new one that I don't want to give away how it's done, but it's like a Shocktronic, except it's different. And surprise, we're bringing 2 more Shocktronics. But anyway, it's pretty cool. It's a guy rips or cuts a girl's head off, but it's a real girl live in front of you. So that we're bringing that, and then we're gonna bring like what's that?
I'm buying it.
All right,
Sold.
it's sold.
Done.
And actually, we kind of stole we generously borrowed the idea from Goratorium, and so it was a brilliant idea. But anyway, then we're doing a Shocktronic with a guy's getting electrocuted sort of generator thing. What's it called? Shock and awe? No, that's the other one. What's the generator?
Scream generator.
Scream generator. So it's this big generator, and it's a Shocktronic. What can I say? And then we're trying something different this year. We have been doing every year. We make more Frightronics. So we're taking half of our booth and we're packing it with Frightronics, kind of like Characters Unlimited.
Oh.
Okay.
Big experience.
Explain to people that are watching if they don't know what a Frightronic is.
Well, Frightronic is life-size character that moves in some way, but it's very reasonably priced. Like,
But it's all electric as opposed
All
to
electric.
pneumatic.
yeah, and they're like, $250, $300, but we're bringing 55.
A lot of freight.
Plus, there's a bunch in Morris booth. The new ones will be in Morris booth, and so that's something new for us. So a lot of the stuff we have will be very low price. So you can buy them by the dozen.
And some things called peekaboos, some things called cellar dwellers. They're also pneumatic.
What's a peekaboo?
Tell them what a
Go ahead.
peekaboo is. Oh, she's got
Sorry.
raisins. A peekaboo is basically there's a little curtain, so they're walking down an aisle or whatever, and it's just a pressure pad or motion sensor, and it just pulls the curtains away and comes and screams at them, and then goes back in. It's just a quickie, but
There's different characters, like 6 different characters.
yeah, they're under $1,000, so it's real easy to just I need a little excitement in this hallway and throw one of those in.
Pneumatic or electric?
They are
They're
pneumatic.
not.
Yeah, they had to have the speed. They had to be pneumatic.
Okay.
Jessica Group Santis, I hope you pronounce your name right, wants to know, Ted and Marsha, what's the weirdest prop you've ever created or been asked to create?
It's
Ooh.
the horse.
Recently, yes, the horse.
We did for a local, they make feed for horses. So they
I
need.
can't wait to hear where this story's going. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had the fiberglass horse.
Yeah, they brought up full life-size fiberglass horse.
So they're going to a trade show. They wanted us to modify the horse so that their customers could stick their hands in
Well, this just got exciting.
the horse's rear and pull out. I don't know what
Prizes. They're going to put prizes, but they're going to have
prizes.
slime in there and stuff. And as you're pushing your hand in, the tail's thrashing and the horse is. So is it very funny? But
Are they looking for a golden frog in the horse?
yes, the golden frog.
So we do weird stuff.
And
Yeah.
we actually filmed that. We're gonna put out a little video on that. It was just fun. I wish the show was going. We've missed so many cool things, but anyway. But yeah, we've had people want us years ago want us to do some realistic, like porn stuff, dolls and stuff, and we just
Rich.
nah. Rich, is like,
Rich, was that you?
yeah,
That was Rich.
yeah,
That
yeah,
Rich?
years ago.
They got it, Rich.
Yeah, that,
You better tell everybody.
it's hard to believe we won't make anything, but we had to turn those guys down.
Ed, is there anything that you wish somebody would say, hey, why don't you build me this? And you've always wanted to do it? Or because you strike me as a guy that says, if I have an idea and I want to do it, I'm going to do it anyway. I don't care if it sells.
We already asked this question, didn't we?
We just asked that question.
Did we?
Yeah,
Damn.
Shader, you listen to the headphones.
Pay attention. I thought you were asleep. I thought you were-
Pay attention.
You can answer it
Actually,
again.
I have a question for Jen and Rich. You mentioned that home hunters and things like that can come to the show if they meet the criteria, of course. One of the questions that I've been asked was vendors there that will appeal to the home hunter budget.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes.
There's more and more of that. Yeah, there's a lot of guys that are smaller that are. I mean, even Ed said, you just heard him. Some of their products they've reduced in price. So
Yeah.
things have changed. Yeah, I mean, it's a different market now. There's some home haunts out there that I'm sure some of you've seen that literally spend $30,000-$40,000 a year on them. So they spend real money. Some of these guys.
So speaking on that, are there any brand new vendors that you're really excited about coming this year?
Yes, the 80 we just signed up.
There's a lot of them. I wouldn't want to insult anybody by not naming all 80. So, and I can't remember them all. So, but there's a lot of really good new vendors. We spend a lot of time all year traveling to show after show after show looking for these people. And sometimes I might find them at a show that's similar to ours or one that you would never imagine in a million years. Like I went to RV shows and come out with new exhibitors that would blow you away. What am I doing there? But it happens. There's guys that fit our industry.
I do have a question because this always comes up. Talk to us about your costume policy and who can wear costumes, and if you can dress as Timur as a costume, or is that am I just allowed to do that? Are vendors allowed to have costumes, or what's the rules on the costuming?
It's part of the Saturday night party now. Tim,
I forgot, Tater. Saturday night's party is costumes.
if you want. It's not
It's
required.
not mandatory. Oh, look at Brad. He's like, really? So it's not mandatory, but costumes are welcome Saturday night.
And I'm allowed to dress as you?
Yes.
Absolutely. You're going to need a lot of padding, Tater. But Tater, it's been done before. Eddie McLaurin did it in 2009.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, in terms of dressing up on the show floor, that's still not permitted. But if you want to dress up at any of the after party events, feel free. I think it'd be hard at the City Museum though to be dressed up. You could probably do it, but I think it would be kind of hard.
And is it so if you're a vendor, you're showing off your costumes, they have to stay in your vendor space?
Well, we ask that they're not roaming around the floor. I mean, if they need to go to the bathroom, I've been asked this question, or they're going out to get food or other things, it's not a problem. But yeah, I think to be able to kind of stay in the booth space that they bought, I think would be really helpful.
But also, I think the misconception is, Scott, that's not a Transworld thing. That's an America Center thing. They don't want them because they have other people in that building. And, you know, you get people in costume and they all want to scare somebody. And they can't tell the difference between somebody coming to see Ed and Marsha or somebody that's coming to, you know, there's other shows going on concurrently. And you scare those people. And then when they scare somebody, they actually keep going because they're loving it. And it was the American Center that put the kibosh on this, not Transworld.
Yeah, there were some issues in the prior year that were happening that just really had to kind of stop that. And we had a lot of people too, and that were coming in costume and trying to sell their costumes when you have exhibitors that are paying for booth space. That really wasn't fair either. So it was just easier with all of these issues starting to come up to just say, hey, if you want to wear your costumes, wear them after the show, you know, and it's welcome there.
Got a question for Ed from Harold Kynes. Ed, do you remember the moment that you first knew that this would be your path in life?
Well, I had it presented to me a few times, and I didn't think I could make a living at it. But in fact, I was offered a scholarship to make Halloween masks for art scholarship, and I turned that down. I think. I'm not sure. I don't think there was a single moment, but when I started making the masks and they were selling, and probably somewhere along the lines when we got hooked up with Morris Costumes, I realized that I could get to make monsters for a living, and that would have been early on, probably before 1980. And so no single moment, but sometime in those early days, and it's been fun.
And Philip Lanehart wants to know, Ed, I know you said you don't really see you can't see where the industry is going, but having been in it a long time, do you think it's just as active as it has been in the past, growing, or are people not as interested? How would you characterize it?
I think it's growing. Like Rich said, it changes. Everything changes, and so you just have to be malleable. We started out as a mask company, and we couldn't keep being that, and so we had to morph into the haunt business. And so you know, you just got to go with the flow, because it is bigger. It is so far beyond the early days, 40 years ago, what Halloween was. To give you an idea, when we came out with the alien mask, this was a H.R. Giger sculpture, and it was one of the greatest masks ever made, and we got licensing from 20th Century Fox. I could not sell those at the show for $85. And retailers be like, oh, nobody'd ever spend $170 for a Halloween mask. And I said, well, this is pretty cool. And you know, now the last one just sold on eBay for, what was it, $10,000?
So if you have one, yeah,
if you got one of those, yeah, one of the Megadeth guys, or no, Metallica guys bought it. But anyway, so it changes, and you just got to go with the flow. But it is getting bigger and bigger. This show's growing. Transworld, and I think every year it keeps getting bigger, but it is shifting. It just keeps changing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really growing internationally. We've felt that, and I'm sure you guys have too, Jen and Rich. But yeah,
for sure.
the big market for Halloween, you know, as far as growth, I think a lot of that is international.
Speaking, you mentioned Megadeth. I had a question from my good friend Christopher Arnott, and all Canadian questions go to the top of the list. So here it goes. Question for the Edmunds: You've created props for Alice Cooper and Megadeth. What other musicians would you like to collaborate with, or have you collaborated with?
Yeah, really none others that I can think of. Now, a lot of our products have been used by Mushroom Head and Slipknot, and we're still selling baby faces and liar masks because of that. Yeah, we like anytime we can sell stuff to interesting industries. I like it.
And a follow-up question to that, Anthony Lordigan wants to know, what about movies? Have directors ever called you and have you done props and things like that for movies?
Yeah, smaller independent movies and so forth. And, you know, we sell stuff to those guys, costuming, you know, like gators. I know somebody was wanting to mention gators and stuff.
Yeah, we sent our gator out. Now, this was to Bob Short. He was doing some film out in Florida. And we sent our gator out, and he also, as a backup, bought a gator from Hollywood. He looked at the two of them, and it's like ours won hands down. Of course, we cheated because we cast off the real thing. We don't do a whole lot for the film industry, though, because there are so many talented special effects companies out there. They pretty much have their own group that they can choose from out there. But we have done some.
But yeah, we used to do a ton of licensing, of course, Aliens and Predator and so forth. But, you know, that's so huge now as far as masks and costuming that we're out of that.
Yeah.
Bruce Janzer wants to know, Ed or Marsha, if you can remember, what was your first pneumatic prop that you guys offered?
I remember it very well. You tell them.
No, what do
the
you think?
Electric chair.
But that was not pneumatic. That was electric. At
Oh no! We came out with the next year. That was so big. We came out with 5. We actually went to a college, an engineering college or something. And had these guys working with us, and it was an alligator charging and oh gosh, a snake. What was it? I can't even remember those.
We don't remember.
Forget.
The electric chair was the first big animatronic, but it was electric. It wasn't pneumatic.
Yeah, we just took a motor and thrashed the heck out of this body and ended up that first year we had to replace over 100 bodies because the heads flew off. So
oh, good Lord.
Learned a little bit.
Ed and Marsha, you guys, well, it seems like you guys have success with the Monsters of the Month Club.
Monsters.
Yeah.
Monster of the Month. Yeah, Monsters drink.
Yes, Monsters.
Oh, Monsters. Did I say Monsters?
No, Ed's trying to kill us all.
Creature.
Well, they said Monsters.
Did I say Monster? Yeah, I did say Monster.
Oh,
well, anyway, Monster of the Month. I'm sorry. Go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that a program that you're continuing, or is it an Ed program?
The Monster of the Month. Yeah, the Monster of the Month just stopped. December's mask was the last one. However, we are continuing this next year with a different format. So
yeah, we're going to get back into masks.
Yeah, we'll have information soon on that.
Is it Creature of the Month?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Creature.
Oh yeah, Creature. You did that on purpose. You were thirsty.
So Monster of the Month will be coming back. It's just not.
No, it's not Monster.
Not as Monster of the Month.
It'll be something else, but we're going to get back into mass.
Okay. Okay. Now, as you guys know, Jen and Rich, Jen feels like she's falling asleep over there. Wake up, Jen. You do a couple other shows. I have the next one coming up after Transworld is May 1st through the 6th, and that's the Escape Room.
Yep.
After that, you have the Premiere Haunt Tour. Is that what it's called?
Woo! Yeah, I'm so excited about that.
And that's in Dallas. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll jump into MHC.
So yeah, so That is a tour that's going to be amazing. Who doesn't want to spend the weekend with Alan Hobbs? Whatever.
No hands went up. We all do, obviously.
Yeah.
So we're going to tour Reindeer Manor on Friday night, and then Saturday you're going to have the whole day with Alan and his team from Dark Hour to do different workshops, take different seminars, get different tours of his place, and then Saturday night we're going to do a tour of his haunt, behind the scenes tour, and we're going to have some after parties, and I think it's really just going to be a great time and a lot of education. I mean, Alan's really going to kind of lift up the curtain and kind of show you things behind the scenes and things that you don't learn at Transworld or anywhere else about things they do, how to make things better.
What's the date on that?
The date on that is the 19th through the 21st.
Okay.
Of May.
Ah.
I got to say something about Alan's seminars. You know, I've been doing this a long time, and I went to one of his seminars, and I learned a whole bunch of stuff. It's sad, but I was like, wow, I didn't know that.
He's good.
Yeah, no, Alan's great.
So we're really excited. His team is amazing. So I think it's
Yeah.
going to be a great weekend.
Every time I turn on the computer, there's Alan doing something.
I know. So we're excited about that. And then we go into Midwest Haunters Convention this year. We bring him back as Tater Knows, the 2-day bus tour, which people have definitely been really excited about. You know, we've got a lot of huge signups already for that. So I think that's going to be great. We're going back to the Haunted Hoochie, and we'll be going to the factory. We've got parties on Saturday night, the Masquerade Ball. And for those that don't want to go to the Hoochie, we'll be doing something at Flanagan's as well. You'll have the pool party and a DJ and all that fun stuff too. So there's a little something for everyone at Midwest Haunters Convention this year.
Is there, I know in the years past, Jen, I don't know if you can talk about this yet or not. There's been something called karaoke where you would dress in costume and get up on the karaoke microphone, and as your character sing karaoke. Is that a thing coming back, or is that a maybe or a tentatively, or is that like a dead?
No, we thought about it. I don't know where we put it. So that's kind of the issue, depending on when the buses get back on Thursday night. We're pretty booked. I mean, with Friday night and Saturday night. So I don't know. It's something that's definitely open. If we can make it work, you know, we're open to doing it. I just don't know right now.
So let's talk about the pre-show tour. You said it's a 2-day tour. It's a Wednesday and a Thursday.
Yeah, it's Wednesday and Thursday.
And you need the dates because I got them here for you. The 7th and 8th of June.
Yes.
The first stop, we will load the buses at the convention center.
Yes.
Is that correct? So you'll need to be at the convention center Wednesday morning. I think, what is it, like 8 or something ridiculously early?
No, I don't think it's that early. I think we're going to leave around 9. 9 or maybe 9:30. But I definitely think it helps if you get in the night before.
Right. So you want to get in the night before. You want to stay at the host hotel or a hotel around there that you can get easily to the convention center. The first stop on that tour has been a dream of most haunters to see every year since Midwest has been coming to Columbus. Do you want to talk about what the first stop is, Jen?
Yeah. The first stop will be dense. We'll have some. And so the only thing with that is it's going to be more of like a behind the scenes tour than it is with a full cast of actors. At that time of the year, it's really hard for them. So they're going to kind of do behind the scenes. You'll get a Q&A and get a chance to really ask any questions you have to those guys. I mean, it's such a talented group of people that I think it's going to be really interesting to be able to really see things with the lights on.
And Bud and Josh and Chuck are tremendous people. I'm sure they'll probably roll out the red carpet for us, but you will see the entire haunt with the lights on and the backstage. So you will see one of the most gorgeous makeup rooms I've ever seen in my life. It is truly looks like something out of a Hollywood movie. And then from there, the buses kind of go to different places, but one of the stops is Waverly Hills Sanitarium.
Right.
Do you know much about that, or?
You better sit down.
All right, we're gonna sit down.
Come on in, Timmer.
We're switching gears now on me.
Yeah, well, I have it on my list of things to talk about.
No, definitely. So Anne-Marie's going to help me out here.
Yes.
Hey, Anne-Marie. Welcome to the show.
You know what? It really was a sanitarium, and we sent Kelly there with a group to kind of preview Waverly Hills before we get there for the show, and he had a paranormal experience. So he went there during the day, so we're going to be there during the day too, but we're really excited to see if any of our attendees then have a paranormal experience while they're there.
It is a 5-story old tuberculosis hospital that at the height of it estimated about a death a minute in the building.
Oh, that's horrible.
And it is one of the most breathtakingly gorgeous buildings you've ever seen. It is huge, and it's very terrifying to go in by yourself, especially at nighttime. So I don't recommend it. But I will be on the tour, and we'll go back into Waverly Hills. Thank God it's in the daytime. But some of the other haunts, we got 7th Street Haunt. We've got, what else is on the tour? We got Jungle Gyms, which nobody knows anything about Jungle Gyms.
Not a haunt. It's food.
That's correct.
Trying to catch him, was you?
The other haunts, we're going to Grim Trails, and we're going to the Haunted Hotel,
Okay.
the Devil's Attic, Wicked World Fairgrounds, Mayhem Mansion, and Face Your Fears Hotel of Terror.
And the great thing about all these tours is the majority of them are with a full cast.
Right.
So you really get a chance
So
to
you
see
got
the haunt in all their glory.
That's
6 haunted houses with full cast. Maybe 7. Did you say 7th Street? With 7th Street on there?
Yeah, 7th Street's on there.
7th Street. So 7 haunts
wow.
with full casts. Some of them are touch haunts. I do know that. I will warn them. Some of the almost every haunt in the Louisville area is a touch haunt. So if you don't like to be touched, maybe we'll give you a glow stick or a Band-Aid or something put on.
Good idea today. He had to meet some glow sticks. So I think we're going to do that.
Right.
And then we're going to, of course,
I'm used to people taking credit for my ideas.
so what about, what's this Jungle Gyms? It's on the tour. It's on Thursday. I know what it is, but I want to hear you guys kind of suffer through it and say what it is and why it's on the tour and what makes it so unique.
Jungle Gyms is on the tour because it has all kinds of restaurants all in one place. So the attendees will be able to choose where they want to eat. But also I hear it's like an international grocery store. And I understand that there are just there's a lot of alcohol, lots of different kinds of beer and wines for you to get. And they did also say cheese and things like that. So cheese and crackers, if you want to have your liquid dinner and then just some cheese and crackers with it, you can do that by going to the grocery part instead of one of the dining restaurants.
Anne-Marie, you said a couple different kinds of alcohol. Let's just be honest. 15,000 labels of wine and 4,000 different kinds of beer and a state-run liquor store.
We thought it would be a perfect stop for people.
Well, not all of that will fit on the bus, but they will let you store that underneath the buses.
But Tater, you forgot the best part of the tour.
Me?
Well, at least a great added part of the tour.
Oh, what
We're
is
going
that?
to stay at the casino.
Casino!
We are staying at the casino so you can put your money in the table games and win it big and then spend it all on the show floor the next day with Froggy's Fog. And Ed, I don't know if you guys, Ed and Marsha, I don't know where you guys are going to Midwest, but if not.
Yes. Look at Jen. Whoa, yes.
We have to go because it's you, Jen.
Yeah, woo, they support.
Maximus Christian Bryant wants to know how many people typically go on these bus tours.
We're expecting about 4 buses, probably about 210 people.
So you're limiting the buses to 4. So if they want to get tickets.
Well, we're not, at this point we are. But I mean, I guess as we fill up, if there are extra buses available, we'll keep selling the tickets. But at this point, tickets are limited to the 4 buses.
And people asking out there, there is a definitely a bus that's more lively, and it might be 2 buses this year. I don't know, Anne Marie. I don't know. There are some buses that are known to party. That's the second bus. There are some buses that aren't as wild and crazy. So make sure that you know your crowd. And if you get on the party bus, please understand it's a nonstop party for 2 days. So you can't jump buses on that. But it is going to be a fun 2 days of tour. They can get that ticket at MidwestHauntersConvention.com. Running back to Transworld, is there a haunt tour at Transworld?
I know that the darkness will be opened up during the show. So yes, there will be a haunt tour for those people.
And the darkness is a separate thing then from what you're running. So
yes,
there is not.
Transworld is not running their own haunt tour. Larry's kind enough to open up with his haunted house during our show so that our attendees can go through it.
Okay. And last year, I think there was a Phobias haunted house. Do you know if that's going to be?
Yeah, from what I've heard from Nikki and Justin, they're not opening up this year. But the nice thing is that we do have a lot of escape rooms that are going to be opened up. So for those of you that do like escape rooms, there's a bunch of different escape rooms in the area, in the St. Louis area, that have offered discounted codes. So you can also enjoy that at nighttime.
And is there discounted codes on your website or?
Yes.
Okay, so go to HAA show.
Yeah, not everyone has offered them, but there are a few. And I know that Larry has some events going on as well at the darkness. So if you check out our website, there's a full list of details on the daily events page of kind of everything that's going on during those 3.5 days.
Awesome. So Ed and Marsha.
About 2018.
So just to keep you awake and alive here.
We are wide awake.
You're very awake. You talked a little bit about what you're bringing to Transworld. We all know that Transworld is not necessarily a cash and carry show, but if somebody says, "Here, take my money. I want to take this prop," are you, or is that more of a Midwest thing? Because you just announced that you're doing Midwest.
Well, a lot of our booth is a certain amount is pre-sold and so forth. So they'll be taking that away. But yeah, we still have quite a bit that, we'll just sell our floor samples.
Yeah, but they have
our display pieces.
They have to pick them up at the end of the show.
Yeah, take them away.
Question for Ed from Mike Chambers. What is one piece of advice that you would have for home haunters?
Home haunters are all over the board as far as what they do and things. But what I found that what people really want is an emotional experience. So they don't have to have they don't have to put a lot of time into making some fancy walkthrough or something. They just need to figure out how to make it scary and funny and weird and you can't terrify the children too much, but you can sure get them pretty scared.
Would you say that your approach to I think I've noticed this from the show, that it being funny is as important to you as it being scary?
No, that's because you're exactly right. My favorite is to scare them really good and then have them laugh. I don't know why I like that. I just think that's great. There's something about that.
We call it startle, scream, laugh.
Oh, is that right? That's good.
Yeah. You can use it, Ed.
All right, I will.
Ed and Marsha from Sean Boswell. Does Distortions have a store in your state that people can visit and purchase your products? Or I don't know if that's true or not, but or are there places you guys that people can buy your products year round, like in an actual brick and mortar place? Or
well, it's a store the store at our place is in process. It's been in process for probably I don't know, at least 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
I just like Ed's just giggling when Marsha's like, "Yeah, the store's in process," and then Ed's just giggling in the background, like, "Yeah, I got it, I get it."
Yeah. So no, people do come and buy stuff, but mostly Janine tries to encourage them to buy online. But yeah, we welcome people through, and we actually have people come and tour. Also.
Oh, all the time.
Lots of tours, senior citizen tours, all kinds of tours coming through our place.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny.
Janine is our tour guide. So if you guys want to come over and tour, you talk to Janine.
Now this reminds me of something we're doing this summer. We're going to have Monster Day in Greeley, Colorado. So if you've ever wanted to come to Greeley, Colorado as a vacation spot or something, we're going to do Monster Day, and it's official. We've been talking to the city. It's August 26th, and so we don't know what it's going to be, but it'll be fun. So this is our first announcement on Hunters Hangout. Here we are.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, will you be at West Coast Hunters Convention again this year?
We are thinking about it.
Yes.
That's not a confirmation, but we are thinking about it.
All right. And question for Jen, and I know the answer to this, so Jen, if you want me to field this question, I can. Is there going to be another party ballroom for Transworld like there was 2 years ago? Do you want me to field that question?
Go ahead.
So basically what happens is when somebody sponsors a ballroom and Transworld goes and negotiates a cheaper drink rate and kind of a party atmosphere, some haunted house people drink too much and decide to vomit all over the place, pee all over the place, and streak through the hotel.
Steal every phone off every floor.
Take every
that was
phones
Timber,
and steal stuff out of the hotel. So the hotel has not welcomed that idea back. So we are not having a ballroom.
A little bit of time before they welcome that idea back.
Yeah. You don't think the half-naked guy that streaked through the ballroom and ran into the restroom like that was his big exit?
They weren't happy that people were urinating on their carpets.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
there will not be a ballroom back this year.
No.
And it is
it is
no fault of anybody at Transworld. It is some people just don't know how to handle themselves after they've been drinking.
Well said, Tater.
Yeah.
So you only have yourselves to blame on that one, guys. I'm sorry.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
I will ask Jen. There's been rumors and murmurs of a new carpet aisle going down at Transworld. Do you know what color it would be? Or do you have a sample?
Yeah.
What a great question.
This is a possibility, but I'm sure it's blue with black specks. It's a little
In
bit
case
more
you're
cheerful.
wondering, Jen brings her own carpet samples everywhere. So
I don't know. We're going to go over to Heritage tomorrow to look. We're just trying to see if we can make it a little bit brighter and spice it up a little bit.
so that's the new. Can you hold it up so we can see it at
Well, I
least?
don't know yet. I don't know that Heritage can provide this. This is just something I saw at a trade show today, and I cut their carpet because I liked it.
Stole carpet, everybody.
Wait a minute.
Stole carpet.
She was a guest at another trade show, and she whipped out pocket knives and stole a middle of an aisle. It was like, this is mine now.
No, the generous guy at Freeman. Cut the carpet.
Don't ever invite Jen to your house because she will steal your carpet.
or a carpet seminar. So actually, Jen and Jen would probably be able to answer this. I've noticed on the Hunters Hangout threads several years in a row that if there's a vendor who constantly has problems getting their products to their buyers, I've noticed, not naming any names or anything, but I've noticed some companies having a bad rep of not getting their products out. Is there a policy of Transworld to deal with that?
Yeah, so what we do is a lot of times people will go ahead and email me and let me know. And what we try to do is get in touch with the vendor and then ask the attendee if we can go ahead, send them an email on their behalf, kind of letting them know the problem that they've notified us to try to see if we can help mediate it. We can't always because we don't really know what goes on between the buyer and the exhibitor, and it's really not, to some degree, our place to get involved. But what we do try to do is try to get them to a resolution, at least get a hold of the vendor, and most of the time, 9 times out of 10, the issue gets resolved. But unfortunately, sometimes there are times that just they can't meet eye to eye on it.
Is there, let's say I owned a cup making company and I've got 90 complaints. Is there a policy in place where you would not let me back on the show floor if I keep getting complaints or something like that?
I mean, thank God there's never been 90 complaints about anyone.
I haven't started my cup company yet.
If I ever get to that point, I guess we'll have to create a policy. I don't think we'll have to remove them. They'll be out of business. Yeah, I guess we've been lucky enough that, most of our vendors do deliver on time and they take care of their people in a nice way. So we really haven't had a lot of issues with vendors.
Good.
Alan Hobbs has a question for Ed Edmunds. Do you have long-term plans for the Monster Lab series on YouTube?
Yeah, we intend to keep doing that and doing more. We will never keep up with Alan. If we get something out every month, we feel pretty good about ourselves. But yeah, we're going to continue that, and maybe something else.
I like something else.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Nice.
Ed, I know there was a Kickstarter for another TV series.
Right.
Was that ever successful, or would you ever go back to being on our TVs?
Oh, sure. We're tanned and ready. Now, Creature Crew, actually, we killed it. The couple that approached us were wonderful, and we got along well with them. But they had a different vision, and as we went on down the road, and we realized that it just wasn't going to be what the fans wanted, and so we put the kibosh on it. But no, we're ready. If somebody wants to do it, we'd love to.
Philip Lanehart wants to know, Ed, do you ever have apprentices? I don't know if you.
We not too much.
Why?
We just don't do that too much. There's safety issues and things, and I don't know. It's hard to bring people in.
And I know this is probably hard getting you away from the booth at Transworld, but would you ever teach a sculpting class or a class at a show?
Boy, at Transworld, I don't know. Maybe at a smaller show. Transworld, we're pretty booked. We're just
maybe Midwest. You would teach.
Yeah, maybe. Might make sense.
An all-day scout.
I just committed. Did we hear that?
I'll take the booking fees now.
So nice. We're all looking forward to that.
Oh yeah. No. We'll have to talk. Our people get back to you.
Yeah.
Like Dan Mutator.
We have a new instructor this year at Transworld. She's finally stepping out from behind her husband's shadow.
Oh, do we?
Seminar.
Who?
Yeah.
What?
Alan's wife.
Oh, that's cool.
What's she teaching?
Wow.
What's she doing?
How to be awesome.
Feeding of monsters.
I love her. She's awesome.
Oh, that's great.
That's good.
We're very excited.
Yeah.
Cindy Wortman wants to know, Ed, what inspires you now? What have been some of your biggest inspirations in the past?
Oh, gee. It comes from everywhere. It comes from movies. It comes from experiences I've had. I think for me personally, it's just monsters I grew up with. They're stuck in my head. I can't get Outer Limits out of my head after all these years. So.
And we we get inspiration from a bunch of people. It does. Sometimes it's just us thinking of stuff, but we have a lot of talented people around us, and so a lot of inspiration comes from them.
The last monster of the month was Outer Limits. If you look at Keeper of the Purple Twilight, that's Andromeda. So yeah, it's
Ed.
Yeah.
First of all, Alan says sign him up for your class because he is going to take it.
Oh no!
Convention.
You make him look bad. He needs to stay away. He's like, no, don't do it that way, dude.
Second question is, sometimes when you're pouring,
Hunters Convention.
What's that?
sometimes
Midwest Hunters Convention.
Yes.
There you go. Sometimes you're pouring molds. And,
Done. Thank you.
Oh,
just agreed to teach a class in case you're wondering what's going on there. Sometimes when you're pouring molds or painting them, sometimes you slip and screw up the paint job. Do you ever sell your seconds? And if so, where do the people go and get the seconds?
we fix our stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I was just pointing out to Janine how I use tricks to fix mass on the fly. And there's so we don't have a lot of seconds. We're much too cheap for that.
Right.
Is your dumpster locked?
Yes, it is a very tall fence in between our two buildings. And so, yeah, we had in the past, kids would come and we'd fill the dumpster up and they'd empty it out looking for stuff.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, really, back in the old days.
Diving.
So that's where Alan Hop spends his summers.
Dumpster diving.
He's the king of dumpster divers.
Dumpster divers.
That could be a show, dumpster diving.
Yes.
Max Bryant wants to know, Ed, do you have a storage full of older unsold props? I think he's looking for a deal.
Oh, yeah. We have some stuff laying around. We don't have
The
tons.
famous dungeon.
Yeah, we have some stuff, but I don't know. If he ever comes out, we could wander around and see if he sees something he likes.
Yeah, I remember you teasing Jordu when he found them old masks. He's like, "Oh my God!" He's like,
"One man's trash is another man's treasure," as they say.
Jennifer Daigle wants to know, Ed, what is your favorite product you have at Transworld this year?
Ooh,
Well, you think about that. We're bringing a new fire-breathing dragon.
Why?
Some of you guys probably have seen it online, but the wings go up and so forth. And so we're putting him up pretty high. So I really like that guy.
What's he sell for?
Huh?
What's he sell for?
Ooh,
Millions.
yeah, $1 million.
I think it's around, I don't know. It's a little under 6 or something, somewhere like that. Maybe 5. I don't have that with me, but.
Ghostly Manor needs a new dragon.
Say what?
Ghostly Manor needs a new dragon, right, Tater?
Cool. It opens up its wings, breathes fire.
They got decapitated last I saw it. They poor Cisco truck guy clipped the corner too much and knocked the head off the dragon out of their facade.
Ooh.
Right off the base.
What dragon? It took the head right off.
Ed, somebody is asking if they have an old prop of yours, or what is the best paint to use to touch up? Maybe it's the old prop. Some of the paints maybe chipping or something away.
Very simple. They can take their prop to a paint store for painting houses, match the color, have them mix that paint, and then they mix that color and it's just indoor house paint. Mix it 1 part house paint, 1 part latex, mass latex, and 1 part water. And they mix that up and it'll patch just fine. And it'll stick and it'll stretch.
So 1 part house paint, 1 part latex, 1 part water.
Yes.
And if it's a major thing, like, the latex is ripped up and stuff, they should give Janine a call and we can send them out a little patch kit.
Yeah.
Nice. So, Jen, I hate to put you on the spot here, but I'm getting ready to do prizes. Is Transworld giving away any prizes?
Sure.
Dang, just out of the blue.
Talk about it, but
Diablo, this is how you get prizes. You just put them on.
Yes.
okay, we're gonna give 1 prize away for Ed's sculpting class at MHC.
God, that's awesome.
He's left.
He left. Ed has left the
He's
picture.
gone.
And
no.
we'll do a pair of tickets to Transworld for the admission for the show. And we'll do a pair of admissions for the show for MHC as well.
Okay, so 2 tickets to MHC, 2 tickets to Transworld.
And 1 ticket to Ed Edmunds' class at MHC.
Nope.
Right.
Poor Ed. You killed Ed on that one.
I know. It was
Oh,
beautiful.
I'm back.
Right. And so how do they contact? How do they contact you? What do you want them to contact you for them prizes?
Just give them my email address. And just, if you guys could give me a list of the people that won, have them contact me, and then we'll get them set up. We'll have their badges in the show office for them. Transworld.
Okay.
Question
You can give them out at Transworld for me.
Alan Hobbs is in the audience going, please let me win, please let me win, please let me win.
Todd Wilkinson wants to know what are typically the most popular booths at Transworld?
Well, I think Distortions is a big one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice.
I do. It's true. I mean, you guys got to give props to Ed and Marsha. I mean, they're probably our oldest, most popular exhibitor that we have. Really. I mean, he really is the godfather of this industry.
I don't like him.
So, you know what? There's so many good booths at Transworld. It's hard to pick them out. People still love the Darkstone. I mean, they love walking in there and seeing what kind of products have come from Scare Factory or Poison Props. And
Froggy says something new this year.
Froggy says something new this year.
Top secret.
Whoa, yeah. What does Froggy's have that's new?
I will tell you in a minute. I can't. Okay, look. Timmer's putting me on a spot just to get me out at, I think, by my bosses. So I cannot tell you.
That asphalt liquor built the walls.
What our exact new product is. I promise that I would show you guys or tell you guys what one of the new products are. And this is our new T-shirt that we're doing this year. I don't know if you can see that.
Okay.
Seriously?
That's beautiful. Way to go, Tater.
Frog Wars.
And instead of Star Wars, it's Frog Wars. Now, we realized there is the Jedi and the Rebels and the good guys and the bad guys. So we didn't know which guys you wanted to be. So on the back of the one shirt, it says, may the fog be with you. Little Star Wars thing. The good guys shirt will be that light blue color. And if you want to be the bad guys, if you want to be Darth Vader, this will be in like a black or a gray, like heather gray. And it says
Turn
on the
to
back,
the fog side.
come to the frog
To
side.
the fog side, yeah.
So here's one of the new products that we're having at Transworld. Everything else, I'm sworn to secrecy. Just keep watching those teasers that we keep putting out. Maybe there's some hints in there, maybe not. I could be full of crap, but we have released some teasers, and so just keep watching those for secrets and clues.
Right.
Nicely done.
So there you go. Somebody's already photoshopped
Brad, do
Kermit.
you have any more questions for people while Julie scrambles
Tons of
for the prizes there?
Okay, well, here's a sort of a more general question from Corrine Sanger. Marsha and Ed, what's your favorite part of Halloween? And maybe how do you guys typically spend your Halloween?
Oh, you're not gonna like this answer. Our favorite part of Halloween is when it's over, and we don't even hand out candy. We don't get dressed up. We are done.
We're horrible.
We're like Santa on the 26th. I'm sorry that's a bad answer, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
Damn, Ed, you should have lied to us or something, man. You could have lied. It'd been all right.
That's kind of like we just kind of found out that like Santa Claus like hates.
Dude, it'd have been all right. It'd have been all right.
He's a busy man. He's a busy man.
No, we're still shipping the day before Halloween and just pushing up to the end, and then we just crawl home.
Yeah.
Except last Halloween, we were at Dick Van Dyke's, so that was fun.
That was fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, my God. Yeah.
We bought a prop, and we just didn't know if he'd know how to set it up. And sure enough, he didn't really have any haunters helping him. So it was a good thing we went out. And so we got together with Jordu and Mikey and Lisa Tanzer from Warm Springs, who was our showrunner. And so it was fun. So
we did have fun last year.
Yeah, so I guess I take that back. We do lots of exciting things on Halloween, and we do important stuff and go to Hollywood. Yeah, so we have very exciting Halloween lives.
Oh, see, there you go. That's what we wanted to hear.
That's what I should have said.
Yeah. Don't be like there's no Santa Claus and shit.
Todd Wilkinson wanted to know: have you ever had a project go so spectacularly wrong that it ended up turning out better than what you originally intended?
Big fail.
Every day. What are you talking about? It's terrible. Our whole lives are damage control. No, I don't know.
That's my life, Ed.
Well, yeah, so many. But the biggest fail was probably that when we first did the big inflatable beast, the 150-foot long inflatable beast, we sculpted all these latex pieces for it, and the molds were like $25,000 fiberglass molds, $25,000 fiberglass molds. And anyway, went to all this amazing work. And so late one night, probably 1 or 2 in the morning, we put the latex skins on the inflatable, and it all just collapsed. And then we just sat on buckets, and we were just like that. And it was but it was fine because then we just did it without the latex skins. But
it worked out all right, but it was a spectacular fail. And she said, go to all this work. I mean, we had to blow the thing up, foam the entire exterior of it, make a frame. Then we had to pull the inflatable out and mold release, do it a reverse. So I had a positive of the face, and then we got on scaffolding and laid clay all over this foam and metal armature and sculpted it, took it apart, took the fiberglass, and it was total complete fail. So yeah, we've had many of those in our career.
Yeah, it's part of life, right, guys?
Right.
Todd Wilkinson wants to know, what was it like meeting Dick Van Dyke, and is his home hunt as epic as they say?
It is epic. It's so
yeah,
cool.
He does a really cool job. Now he's in a what do you call
Gated
it?
community.
Gated community. And so we went down to Jim Cameron's. Jim Cameron had some things set up. We didn't meet him, but anyway, he does a lot, and he's been doing this, I think, since the 50s. And the great thing about Dick Van Dyke, to me, is he's just like Robert Petrie. I mean, he's that person.
He's a nice guy.
The only difference is he tells a little dirtier jokes. But other than that, he's just like that in real life. So it's fun to go see him, and he's like 91 or something.
He just turned 91, maybe.
Yeah, but he works out. He's amazing. Yeah. He wrote a book a health book, and he wanted to title it "What to Do While You're Circling the Drain," and the publisher wouldn't do that.
But it's a perfect title, right?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Bob Bowl, I think, wants to know, how much time do you typically take off after Halloween? How does your year go? When do you get back into it after Halloween?
Almost immediately. We work all year round hard. We really don't have downtime.
Not too much, no. I mean, the New Orleans show. Look at Jen's face.
Now, wait a minute. We only go there because we have to.
The New Orleans
we
show.
hate going.
The retail show's in January, so we do a lot of new product development in November and December.
It's different kind of stuff. You do.
For the retail market.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing.
Ed and Marsha, have you guys ever went to IAPA?
Yes.
We have. We've shown it. We bought, I don't know, $85,000 worth of booze one year to show this giant beast indoors. And
a different beast than what you were just talking about, right?
It's that one. Yeah, the inflatable beast. It's like 25 feet tall, 40 feet wide, and 155 feet long. And I wanted to show it inside.
Wow.
And that was epic.
But yeah,
I heard you're going to do show that at Transworld next year, so you're going to need that many booths. So good job, Jen.
Yay!
Yay, Jen.
Just give us a little deal on the corner booze. That's all I ask.
This is a question specifically for Marsha from Stone Digger. Wants to know what your favorite prop that Distortions has ever made is.
Ever made. I'm thinking I am in love with the Master Gargoyle. I always have been. I believe Eric Harris sculpted that.
Eric Harris
sculpted that years ago, and it's just a classic. And we sell it year after year, and it's just gorgeous. So, yeah, the Master Gargoyle.
And Anthony Lordigan wants to know, what's the largest prop that Distortion ever made?
Probably that Bennett skull, 21 foot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably.
No.
There was a question for Jen. I don't know if you saw it, Brad. How do they sign up for the escape rooms at the show? Last year, they wouldn't let us in unless we were in the time slot. Sean, what you're thinking of is there's after the show hours, there's escape rooms in St. Louis that you can go and sign up for. There may or may not be, and I don't know if Jen knows this, is there escape rooms that you can demo on the show floor this year, Jen?
No.
Anne-Marie says no, Tater.
No, what?
There isn't an escape room for show demo this year.
No. They're talking about
Talking about-
actual
No, he asked.
demos.
No.
We've lost. The wheels have come off.
Oh, geez. So last year there was escape rooms on the show floor that you could sign up and beta test or test for these people.
It wasn't a
Is there-
sign up
there-
for us, though. It was a sign up through the exhibitor.
Right, and that is not happening this year. Is that correct? There's no. So the escape rooms that you're talking about.
I don't know how-
There are
it's up to
escape
their
rooms
discretion.
that are going to be on the floor that you can demo. I just don't. I'm not aware yet of how they're actually running it.
Okay.
It's up to them how they run it.
Question for Brad Goodspeed. When are you putting out more videos?
I already saw it.
Come on. I got Julie mad at me. I got Diablo mad at me. I'm going to get Brad mad at me while I'm at it.
I got a question. I got a question for the Distortions folks from Ryan Greger. Is there anything that you won't make? Have there been requests that crossed the line, a line you didn't want to cross?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Port.
Describe them.
Yeah.
Well, there's some
Turn the lights down low.
bodies, female bodies, life-size bodies, and they were like, well, we'll make the special parts if you could just make the bodies. And we're just like, we used to do a product for Morris called La Peace, and it was like just breasts or something. And every time the Boy Scouts came to tour, we had to ditch those things, and I just finally, no more.
Well, and actually, I mean, we try to be kind of careful about certain things, sometimes we inadvertently cross a line, and like the skin dog was an example.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh, right.
Shit-boggle.
And unfortunately, it went onto Walmart's site. We didn't put it on, somebody else did, and that's when 5,000 people in one day signed to change.org, but it was kind of sad because we didn't intend it to convey that message. But anyway, so
Couldn't you guys have just changed it to a cat? Because who cares about those?
Yeah, I'll tell you, we just got kicked off of YouTube with one of our videos, and it was getting a lot of dislikes. And it was my idea. I thought it was great, but the bumper stickers that has a little kid peeing on the Ford logo or the Chevy logo.
Right.
So we came up with a product called Whiz Kid, and it's just a kid peeing in a bucket, and nothing shows, and it's just a cute little naughty boy, and he's just laughing, and boy, that got yanked. They pulled that off YouTube, and lots of people hated it, and we're
Don't
bringing
worry.
it to the show.
Wow.
Don't worry,
Wow.
Ed. The giraffe cam for the giraffe to give birth also got pulled off of YouTube for a day too because too many people complained. So, yeah.
Called it indecent exposure. Yeah.
Yep. Indecent exposure for the giraffe cam.
So
Well,
giraffe cam.
It
Jen,
wasn't doing
you have
anything.
to kick us off the showroom floor because we're bringing WizKid. Except it'll be in the
No, we
Morris
don't
booth.
have it. Yeah.
It'll be in the Morris booth. So if you have to kick them out, we'll understand.
Ed and Marsha, this question might be akin to choosing between your children, but Brent Wilson wants to know, who is your favorite guest sculptor who has contributed to the Distortions legacy?
Oh, we can't do. Yeah, that's tough.
Okay, then maybe just give us a rundown of the different sort of
Some of the major.
styles and qualities, and
Well, I mean, I can say some of the major guys that have sculpted for us throughout the years, and this certainly isn't a complete list, but obviously Jordu has done a ton, Mikey's done a ton. Lee Joyner actually has done a lot of our stuff.
Yeah, we actually hired him for over a year.
Eric Harris did a bunch. But that's not naming everybody by any means. There's just
we've had so
tons
many
of,
phenomenal,
talented people.
Recently, we had a couple of guys like Dave with Destiny Lab, and that blow me out of the water. But I think as far as enjoying, I guess I'd have to say having Jordu and Mikey out is we really enjoy that because of the relationship. And so anyway.
What about that sculptor you guys use sometimes at Edmunds? Do you still let him do work?
That guy now, he's no good. He's no good. He's always making messes. And
Ed and Marsha, what's the scariest prop you think you've ever made, in your opinion?
I would have to say Shocktronics. I think we scared people so bad with that. We were scaring haunters in broad daylight at the show. So when after animatronics became a thing over a number of years, to then suddenly have the animatronic come to life, that really got them. So that's been our scariest.
Yeah, the Gargoyle Shock was the first one.
Yeah.
That was.
Oh, and we had people screaming.
I remember watching people get hit by that.
Yeah.
It was just people on the floor every time I walked by that booth. Just
we took that to IAPA and showed it there, and those people aren't ready for that. And we actually had crowds of people circling to watch the next poor victim come in, because those people they're not like used to being scared, so they were really dropping.
I think you all mentioned earlier sort of the growing international interest in the industry. Hugh Flesher wants to know, and anybody can answer this, can you foresee enough interest building, sometime that we could have an international, outside of North America haunt convention?
Not yet.
Too expensive.
Not yet. Too expensive. It's not there yet.
Well, they're coming to you guys, right? I mean, they're coming here.
The Europeans want to do one there, but it would be too expensive to get the vendors there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, we've talked about it a lot internally. And my family years ago ran a show out in London for the costumes, but it was a little different because a lot of the costume companies had distribution out there.
Yeah.
But it's just, I just don't think we're ready yet for it. I don't think, it's hard enough to get everyone to St. Louis, to get the exhibitors there. I think it would be really hard to start.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we're ready for an overseas show yet.
No.
When they first started shipping to Europe, you'll appreciate this. If you do something with electric, you're doing it 110. They're all 220.
Right.
And vendors didn't realize that would be shipping 110 to the UK or to Germany, and they'd be like, so yeah, you'll see it sometime in our lifetime, but not anytime.
It's something that we throw around a lot, but I just don't think it's feasible at this point. And I think Marsha would agree with that.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be rough to go over there.
Yeah.
Question for Ed and Marsha from Dave Boston. Will you be expanding on the moving cemetery monument line?
Well, it's
sure.
been received very well, and so probably we'll see how it does at Transworld. That's the acid test for us. But it's doing well so far.
There's a lot of requests. This one by Tom Littleton for Ed and Alan Hops to teach a class together. Can we make that happen? What do you guys
Do it at MHC.
That would be awesome.
Andrew,
One with Alan and one on your own.
one solo.
Oh, no.
Philip Lanehart wanted to know, Ed, with all your experience and talent, how many times are mistakes made? Do you get discouraged, or do you just turn those moments into some other monster?
Honestly, after all these years, when I'm in the sculpture, there's usually a point in the sculpture. It's like, am I going to be able to pull this off quite? I don't know. And then I watch guys like Jordu that just blow me away. So I don't know. But
he's frustrating to watch sculpts. Yeah, he's so fast and good.
Oh, he's unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's
just intuitive.
Yeah, I mean, I sit there and watch him, and it's like, what's he doing? How's he doing? So yeah, I muddle along. It's my work is, according to Jordu, serviceable.
Serviceable.
That was my favorite insult, and believe me, Jordu has insulted me many times. That's my favorite.
But also complimented.
Oh yeah, he in his weak moments, he will say some very nice things.
Yeah.
Troy, do we have prizes to give out?
No, we don't. I took them all for myself. Sorry.
Awesome.
So you can all come and beat me up. No, we do actually have prizes, and we have several.
Look at Diablo putting up a graphic.
Hold up.
Oh, there's the graphic. Ooh, look at those amazing prizes.
I know.
All right.
I know. Okay, first we have the clown mask from Face Factory FX. You know, the awesome concept in this. Come on.
That would be the amazing Mr. Michael Lacey.
Right. We have two crackers from Fright Props.
Two flash crackers. Let's get it right, not crackers.
Let's see. I'm sorry, you're talking now.
No.
What?
Yeah. Well, you know, I got.
Oh shit! Look out!
I got Mr.
Up,
Jibber
guys.
Jabber over there next to me, who's you know.
Okay.
Terry
Wait.
Long,
Right.
one of them. And
hold on. Let me finish. Look.
let me finish your clapping
Troy,
there.
Troy,
You do that so well
Troy.
each time the same way.
Troy.
And what?
Troy.
Shut up.
Shut up. Thank you.
Too much. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
let's
Sorry.
try this again. We got 1 gallon of bog fog from Froggy's Fog. Thank you guys.
Skipping around. All right.
We have something
that would be.
wicked.
Hang on.
Hey, Troy,
Troy,
shut up.
Let's go through the prizes. And then, have you never watched
Oh my
the show before?
gosh.
No, I've never watched the show before.
Wow. Wow.
We're gonna mute your mic, Troy.
We're gonna mute you, man.
Been drinking?
No, I think he's been drinking. We have something wicked, Sounds of Horror in Halloween from Sam Haynes. We have the original soundtracks for Haunted Houses and Escape Room for Sinful Audio.
Just to touch base real quick before you chime in, Transworld did give us prizes, but it was too late tonight to give us. So they will be given away next week on the show. That is 2 tickets to MHCs and 2 tickets to Transworld. They will be given away next week.
And what else?
And then 1 VIP key to Timmer's Suite at Transworld.
Key in my room, Tim.
All right, Troy. Now you can tell who won the prize.
Go ahead, Troy.
All right.
Now you can talk.
All right. Now I can talk. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So the previous names were all fake. That's, you know, I was just playing around, joking a little bit there. So the Froggy's Fog, is going to one amazing Canadian haunter, Corinne Singer. Yeah. One of the flash crackers is going to Bryant Floria. I almost said Florida, but it's not. The other flash cracker is going to Terry Long. The mask is going to the incorrigible Michael Lacey. The Sam Haynes audio CD is going to Maximum Christian Bryant. Love that. And the Sinful Audio is going to Bill Bronder. Yeah. You need to contact Julie Rydell on Facebook Messenger by tomorrow night. 3-3. Don't forget, no tater. Oh, sorry.
All right, Tina, go ahead and finish it up, man.
All right. Well, that's our show. I want to thank our guests, Ed and Marsha.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Distortions. We got Jen and Rich from Transworld. Timmer, I did have somebody ask me a question, and I felt it was rude to ask, but it's into the show, so let's ask it now. Who are you, and what is your importance?
Oh,
So, if you don't know, Timmer runs a small little haunt in Milwaukee, Morgan Manor, Wisconsin Fairgrounds. So that's who that guy is in the green. So thank you guys from Transworld for coming on. Anne Marie, you're the best. I don't care what Jen says about you.
Yeah,
What's that?
what happened to Rich?
Thank you. He's dead.
Rich is
Right.
barely alive.
Oh, there he is.
He's tired.
Oh, Rich is tired.
Yeah, he is.
Thank
All
you
right,
guys so much for
All right,
having
guys. Thanks
you
for
very
coming
much.
on. We appreciate it. Ed wants to say one more thing.
one thing. Listen, we are all so fortunate to have Transworld, and having been there
Yay.
for 40 years. Let me tell you, it's never been better. And Jen is piloting this thing. She's doing a wonderful job. And also, Haunters Hangout is amazing. I mean, this is fun. I mean, you
Thank
guys
you,
are
guys.
really, really cool.
Thanks, Ed.
You.
Thank you guys. Thank you. See you in 3 weeks.
Good Transworld.
Yay!
You guys got 614 comments to weed through, so go start now.
All right.
All right. See you guys. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.